Hey, good morning. It's Saturday. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. Welcome. I think I've got all the bells and whistles and buttons pushed, and we'll be able to talk about what's going on in the area. I do hope you're feeling well and your day is starting off. And I remind you, this is going to be one of the hottest days that we've seen. Now, as we look at, let me pull this up and just show you just how bad it's going to be as we look at things of different temperatures. It's going to be rough today. As we go to Meridian Honda radar, if you'll see here, this is an extreme heat advisory we've got. Meridian, this could see anywhere from 105 to 110. This purple area, that could see 110 plus. Now, this includes Philadelphia. We'll look at this, Scott County, Carthage, our friends in Macon, and also Winston County, Stark Vegas, all this all the way up to northern Mississippi, if you'll look at all of that. Extreme heat. We're expecting here in the Meridian area, and this would include Kemper County and Newton down to Clark, roughly about 109 is what's being advised today. So if you've got to do something, do it early, and especially if you're not used to being on the outside. Just kind of stay in. If you're an outside worker, you can handle it a little bit better than those who don't. Be careful. Don't overexhaust yourself. It could end up very bad as we begin today. I start today out. I got a note, and I won't mention names because they have not released this to family members, but I got a note from West Texas this morning. A gentleman that's from the Mississippi area that said late last night on an oil field job they lost a co-worker, and he wanted some prayers sent up to the family. Although we can't at this point release who it is, we want to pass along a condolence and keep him in your heart. God knows who it is. It's sad when something like that happens. A roughneck lost his life last night on a job. I think it was New Mexico where it was. So we sent out heartfelt prayers to those, although we don't bring up the names. Still the same. It's a sad situation. Someone's lost a son, a brother, possibly a husband. Awful, awful that things like that happen, but it does. And again, we just pass along condolences to the family, send up a prayer for them. How are you? I hope well. One thing that I wanted to point out, I think most of everybody in the Meridian area, if you're watching from this area, if you travel Highway 493 that goes into Meridian, you know what I'm talking about. For months now, the bridge has been out on Button Gun Road. And what is Button Gun Road? Well, it connects Highway 493 to Highway 39. It's a shortcut through there. It used to run by the old E.V. Harrington store and then comes out right by Commercial Bank on Highway 39, and then zip, you're into Meridian. This week, either it was yesterday or the day before, I guess you would call this, they've been replacing a bridge on Button Gun Road. They had what you would call a soft opening. I warn you because of this, I'm going to show you a quick video of this. If they've kind of opened it up. They have not paved it yet. They've put gravel on it. I've had numerous people tell me they've tried to go across it in a car and they get stuck in the gravel. And let me show you an example of that. I've got this here. This happened yesterday. And I forgot that I couldn't talk over that. I had that audio turned off on that. But what that is a car that drove up on it. The gravel is so thick that the car sunk down and they had to get somebody to pull them off of it. So if you've got a small car, I suggest not going for a few days until that gravel is packed in. If you've got a truck, no big deal. But if you've got a car that sits low to the ground, you're bound to be in a mess there. Again, that's Button Gun Road in the Meridian area that connects Highway 493 over to, I guess that'd be Poplar Springs that runs into Highway 39. It's a cut through that everybody uses. Avoid that if you got a small car for the time being. I also want to remind you, traffic advisory coming up Monday. It's going to happen around high noon is when it will. Heading out of Meridian eastbound on I-20 around the exit 156 and 157A. They're replacing a bridge on I-20. Now, the Mississippi Department of Transportation is going to shut down lanes as a bridge is being replaced and put it in the median for a week or so. So traffic will most likely, as we all know, come to a standstill if you're leaving east out of Meridian there. It'll be close to where the Jimmy Rogers Parkway is, right along in there in that stretch. So plan on that. Starts at noon on Monday. I-20, and this will allow crews to fix that existing, replace that bridge eastbound. As it puts here, it's going to be merged there, so be careful. That's Monday. We'll make a note of this so you'll remember all of that. That's coming up on Monday also. We reported yesterday that a car was stolen in the Meridian area, and it was. Good news is the Meridian Police Department did recover that vehicle. That's good. You don't always get one returned that quick, but they were able to find that and get it returned, so we're glad of that. They did a great job of getting that back. Now, the next thing, we talked about this yesterday with Ward Calhoun. This happened in Kemper County, and we send this out as an advisory of Highway 39. I've got this posted. We don't know a lot of details. We weren't there. And as we talked to James Moore, this was called in. This is what is reported to him. To my knowledge, only one person has reported this so far of a possible person impersonating a police officer on Highway 39 just into Kemper County. And it was a white male, blonde hair from what we understand. He was called into 911 that they were pulled over. They didn't think they were a police officer. That has been the only report that we're aware of. As we spoke with Ward, and I've talked with many other police officials, you can call 911 if you get pulled over and just simply say, look, I just got pulled over, give your location. They will be able to check to see if there are any actual police officers in that area and most likely be able to speak to the officer quickly from 911 to his car. So that would clear up anything. If it looks suspicious, call. There's nothing wrong with that. You're always, as Ward said, you're welcome to stay and ease to a lighted area. Most officers will do that. They're not talking 20 miles, but do that. Call 911 if you've got a question about that, and they'll be able to tell you what they think if there's an officer in the area. Always be careful on that. We all remember some 20, 30 years ago when we had that happen in the Meridian area. It was not good. We don't want a repeat of that at all. And hopefully this will fade away and it won't happen again. But always know your surroundings. Know what it is. If it's during the daytime, you can tell what kind of car it is. Now, once it gets dark, we all know that when a car is behind you with flashing lights or headlights, it's extremely hard to tell what they are. You've been there. You know what I'm talking about. We go to Philadelphia next. The Philadelphia Police Department needs your help. If you hadn't been to sammedia.network to read this, we did have a break-in in the Philadelphia area. As we'll look at this, this was at B&E's at Northside Park is where this happened. Let's blow this up here. If you happen to know this suspect, the Philadelphia Police Department would love to hear from you. As you can see, he's digging in the cash register they're taking. From my understanding, he walked out with a little over $3,000. If you recognize this person, contact the Philadelphia Police Department immediately. That's who it is. It's a pretty good picture there of what you can see. So if you can, contact them so they can make an arrest in this. We hate to see criminals get away with things, don't we? We go to the Mississippi Highway Patrol page next. We've got a couple of missing persons in the state of Mississippi. As we pull this up, let's go to their webpage. This is the Highway Patrol. As we look at this, they are looking. This is a missing child alert here from Florence over in Rankin County, a 15-year-old, possibly traveling with someone. If you happen to see them, contact the Mississippi Highway Patrol or MBI. They would love to hear from you. This child alert is missing. As we go down, we've also got a second person that is missing, and this is going to be from Tate County, Mississippi, 78-year-old that is missing right now, 5'9", weighing about 270 pounds. Last seen July 7th. Today is the 9th. That was 2 days ago. So if you happen to see that, get in touch with them. I've posted this on our page as well, so you can take a look at that. Closer look at it. It's bad when we have family members disappear. Down in Clark County yesterday, an accident or two. As we go to Clark County Hot Topics, we pull up a fender bender right there in the middle of the road. I think everybody's okay, but boy, that was a pretty good little lick there, wasn't it? Make you stop dead in your tracks and get you delayed there. Be careful as you're out and about. That was from Clark County. How many folks we got in Noxubee County, Macon, Mississippi? This one should get your attention because they have not caught this person. A Macon, Mississippi lady woke up to staring at someone in her bedroom. No kidding. Her husband was lying next to her, and the gentleman informed her he was going to rape her. The husband was punched. This struggle went on for about 15 minutes. He attempted. He didn't do anything. He didn't get away with the crime. The police were called. It was definitely a break-in, a very scary situation for the family. If you know anything, the Macon Police Department would love to hear from you. That's scary. A break-in. That's Macon, Mississippi. That's not all that far from here. 60 miles from the Meridian area, just north of Scuba? Y'all be on the lookout in Macon, Mississippi for anything that looks suspicious there. It happened just after midnight on Thursday morning in the wee hours of it. You think about that, being dead asleep, being woke up somebody staring at you in your bedroom. Not good at all. We hope this person is brought to justice as the Macon PD is investigating this. That's a very serious thing as we look at two different things happening just north of the Meridian area of someone impersonating a police officer, someone breaking into a home. That is not good at all. If you're looking for a job today in the state of Mississippi, Pascagoula is the place to go. Huntington Ingalls Shipyard. They're looking to hire about 2,000 people as they're looking for shipbuilders, pipe fitters, structural welders, anything to that effect. That's kicking off this morning at 9 o'clock, and it'll run through about noon. Still got time to get there if you're looking for a job and you're a pipe fitter of any kind. Chris Brandon says sound like a alarm system is needed. Think so. Betsy Holly talking about Macon there. This years ago, of course, my son Dylan Ray is now of age. Okay, he's getting older. I'm getting older. But back in the day, he had to fly somewhere. He went to Washington, D.C., if I remember. He'd never been on a plane before, so I think at the time it was like $125 you paid extra to have your child escorted to another gate. He was right at that age, but I felt, though, since he never left Meridian, flown anywhere, that would help in a big city, especially Atlanta when he landed, headed toward Washington, to be escorted. So we paid the $125. Well, it all sounds good. A lady done just that. She was sending her daughter to Miami to visit her dad, spend 3 weeks with him. The airport lost her. When the plane landed, they told her bye. And, of course, you got a little tag that says you need to be escorted. They told her bye, and she walked off the plane into the airport, was lost for quite some time. Actually, the airport never found her. She was able to find a phone and call her dad, and he walked her through what to do. The mom, she's furious at American Airlines. That should never have happened. I think it's up to, what is it? It's $150 now for the chaperone to carry your child from gate to gate. If you ever have to do that, explain to your children not to leave the plane, even if they tell you. And as a child, I'm sure she was 12. She just did what she was told. That's scary to be off. It's scary as an adult to go through those major airlines, those airports. You ever been to Houston, Atlanta? Miami's just the same. They're huge. You don't know what to go. And it's almost as if it's a city to itself. It's like being in New York and thrown out in traffic. That's what went on there. Mom's upset. And I don't blame her a bit, do you? We learned yesterday, it actually happened on Thursday, I believe, James Caan. That may not ring a bell. He's an actor. But if you'll remember the dad from the Christmas show, Elf, you remember him? He has passed away. He was in The Godfather, a lot of movies. He'll be missed. He was a good actor there. Didn't realize he'd been in so many things until I started looking around. An apology is needed, and I think most Americans would agree with this. As we look at this across the nation this morning of a headline, the Texas AG is demanding an apology. Y'all saw it on the news. You saw it on every network. I mentioned this briefly the other day, but the 500-page report was released yesterday on our border agents. They done absolutely nothing wrong, and the president, before God and everybody on national television, said that they would pay for what they did. Called them dirty names, accused them of beating people, and you know what? They're innocent. After the investigation, they've been cleared of all of this. Of course, it scarred their name. It scarred the industry itself. And what am I referring to? And you all know this. You've seen the pictures of the reins of our Border Patrol as they were on horses. It was all about the angle. And let's just take a look at one of these. They accused the border agents. Let's pull this up where you can see this. They accused the border agents of whipping. That's a rein on a horse that was floppy. He didn't hit him. He was grabbing for his shirt. They accused these police officers of going above and beyond to be mean. Directly from the White House. without knowing the details. And yet, they're still quiet at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. They have not apologized in any shape, form, or way. They should, and y'all know that too. Sad what we watch up there, isn't it? Politics, politics, politics. Trump gave a speech, I believe it was last night. It was earlier this week, actually, when he done this. And I didn't know Rudy Giuliani had a heart stent. He brought that up. And Trump went out on the limb there. Now, he hasn't announced that he's going to run for president. But he was bold in what he said, got somber about our country being in the shape that it's in. And that drug dealers, as bad as they are, as many people as they killed, he felt that they should be used capital punishment against them. He said women are being raped, children are being kidnapped and stabbed, and we sit back and do nothing. He's got a point. I think a lot of Americans feel that way. Drug dealers, and a lot of you have had family members given drugs. They're killed. Bad things happen. They don't know what they're doing, all because somebody wants to make $1 off of them. We all know this goes across the border. It comes in as huge money. Something needs to be done. He spoke up about it. A lot of politicians won't. We'll see what happens with that. As we all pay, well, it's just now, I guess we can call that a bargain this week, just under $4 a gallon. Everything about everything has gone up. Your way to get to work, what you eat. We're struggling. We need a leader, whoever that may be. Just make sure you vote. We're coming up again on this. And I also say this. Tuesday, August the 9th, we spoke with the Meridian Public School District. They're looking to do some expansions to the schools. But do you know all of the details of what that entails? Maybe I worded that wrong. They're looking for $34 million for the Meridian School District to make things better and make the school system a little bit better. The flip side to that is you need to read all this. I'm going to post it. I've got the exact paperwork. $34 million means your taxes will go up. Be sure of what you're voting for. A lot of times, and this will be one of those special elections, it will be on August the 9th. Not many people will vote. Do you want your taxes to go up? Do you believe in what they're doing? You should read about all of this. Do you feel those upgrades are what Meridian needs? Will it help the schools? But your taxes, again, let me warn you, will go up. $34 million. Remember, your taxes are going up also with that latest as we build a new courthouse. I'll see all that going up there where the old mall used to be. Your taxes, your land taxes, going up come December. A lot of folks have forgotten about that. So that'd be a double whammy. More and more as we make less, we get charged more. Just know what you're voting for and make sure you vote. You may be for it. That's a great thing. You may be against it. Just be educated of what's going on in our area. That's what I highly suggest. South Asia. I don't know if y'all have seen this, and I don't know a lot about foreign countries, but it did catch my eye, and it reminded me of all the talk of January 6th of where people stormed something, it said. At least that's what the headlines told us. Well, they did it in South Asia. I don't know if Nancy's going to send a crew. Let me show you a picture of this. This is from Daily Mail. Let me pull this up and show this. This is Daily Mail with pictures here. As they stormed the presidential palace, I guess is what we'll call it. They went right in and, well, they went swimming in the pool. As I said, I'm not sure if Nancy Pelosi is getting together a team and going to send them down and hold all these people accountable or not that stormed the place. Pretty bad. They're kind of fed up with what's going on down there. Whew, boy, oh boy. We're going to check your forecast next. How hot is it going to be? Hot. I'll say that at this point. All of that's on the way. We're going to do that next. Don't rush off anywhere. We'll be right back.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings. 1 pound of fresh strawberries, 2 for $5. Fresh peaches, $1.99 a pound. Tomatoes, $1.99 a pound. And fresh corn, a 3-pack, $1.79. Assorted pork chops, $1.79 a pound. And certified Angus beef New York strip steak. Family pack, $10.99 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
And good morning. A lot of folks up and stirring today. Dolores, how are you? Terry Ray, good morning there. So Jeff Dean says if it's passed, then all that money will be spent and possibly no changes. We'll see. Good morning, Jessica Davis. Most of all, as I said, whichever way your opinion is on a school bond, $34 million is a lot of money. We hope it's used correctly. Just be educated on what's going on and how it will affect you, your taxes, and will the Meridian area benefit from it if you live in the city limits. Your taxes would hike. With everything that is done, always remember somebody's going to pay for it. And that goes for all your businesses and all the way around, doesn't it? Let's take a look at radar there as we see what's happening today. Let me flip screens and pull this up. You can see exactly where the rain is. Now, we got to remember during the daytime, things are going to be pretty good. We got a 30% chance of showers, but tonight, beginning at 3 in the afternoon, it will most likely be on into the late evening hours. We will have a chance of severe weather. It's a level 1. But still the same, we could have some severe winds and also with that some heavy downpours, possibly a thunderstorm warning or two. As we go back and we take a look at Meridian Honda radar, this is what we're showing this morning. Showers around the Tupelo area this morning. We got them at Biloxi as well right now. Look here, Gadsden, Alabama, across Athens, going toward these areas here across Atlanta. Some showers this morning. We put this into motion to let you see how all this is doing. This is moving southward. All of this is going to blow past us for now for the time being. And as I showed you early on, this purple is the ultimate heat. The Meridian area is still going to hit 109 to 110 today. This will be 110 plus. Yeah, I hope your Freon in your air conditioner is working great in your house and your car as well. Y'all remember the days, and there's a few of you that will, and occasionally you get reintroduced to it as your air conditioning in your car breaks. But you all remember the days when, cars didn't have a whole lot of that. You had the vent window, and you had to crack it just right to get that breeze blowing. The faster you went, the better it felt. My old 66 pickup has it in the floorboard where you've got this handle that you release and it blew air on your feet. Not many people remember that. It hadn't drove the old cars, but that was back in the day before air conditioning was a thing. Yep, all your clothes stuck to you when you got to where you were going. You looked rough. That was just a way of life back then. All right, let's get into our forecast this morning. Dig deeper and find out exactly what's going to happen.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we turn to your forecast there by EMEPA, we look at this heavier rain north there at Fayetteville, these areas here. We got showers, right there. This is going to be Demopolis, Alabama. I've got thrown off here on my schedule there as we look at this. We got heavier showers up around Birmingham today, right across that state line is what we're expecting. Mississippi is going to be pretty much the same thing as we clock this and follow this today. It's going to be heavy showers there again after 3 o'clock. Let me get back on track here as we get into the heat and show you the different levels and just how bad it's going to be. As the National Weather Service shares with us here the heat stress, this is the Meridian area elevated risk. Just hot, hot, hot. As we look at the Jackson area 3 and we get into that Mississippi Delta 4, some kind of warm. We want you to be cool, but we're expecting that 109 here in the Meridian area. It's going to be hot. As we look at the risk of severe weather, this is what the National Weather Service gives us here. It's going to be 3 p.m. to midnight is what they're telling us. Isolated storms, possible wind gusts that could be damaging. Let me go back over here and just show you the extent of this. Turn on our severe when we go to radar so you'll know the areas, just how it is. This is the national look at this as we go back to radar. This is that level 1. Starts out here just west of Abilene, goes directly through Dallas and through our area there, all the way, the entire state of Mississippi, most of Tennessee, all of Alabama, all of Georgia, and up through the Carolinas. It goes up that east coast there. So we'll watch this and keep you up to date with it. And again, now, when weather breaks out, we'll go live and we'll go street by street so that you know where it is in relation to where you live. We don't want anybody scared. We'll keep you up to date with it. What's going to happen with the heat tomorrow? This is the latest from the National Weather Service. It says it'll be kind of south of us. The Laurel, Hattiesburg area will be a lot warmer than the Meridian area. Today is what we want to watch if you've got to be outside. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now, with that being said, I'm not telling you that it's not going to be hot here tomorrow. We just won't have the extreme that's going to be in Laurel, those areas. Alabama, what's the weather going to do? As we see severe weather, there's again 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. is what they're expecting here through central Demopolis and southward, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Mississippi gives you that broader from 3 until midnight. It won't last all the way to midnight, but they're being cautious on that in case something stalls is the reason they do that. Most likely 9 o'clock issues should all be over, but we'll watch it. It's Mother Nature. It can go up, it can go down. Alabama, we look at your heat stress, and it's hot. Demopolis, Selma, Montgomery, Livingston, Alabama, all the way up in those northern states there. Northern counties. I said states. It's counties, isn't it? It's going to be hot. As we look at the national average for the next 6 to 10 days, this is what is shown as we come across with this. Hot weather moving back. As after today, it gets kind of normal there, but another rain of hot weather will follow. And this is our 7-day forecast as we dig deeper into this. 96 to 98 is what is expected today. 50% chance of showers. National Weather Service has put it in a little less than that. But as we get into tonight is when it will increase to get this severe weather that we're expecting. As I said, tonight we're going to have somewhere around, a 50% chance of showers. A 70%. They've upped it tonight. Mainly before midnight, it'll all get out. Low of 74 is what we're expecting. Again, today that heat index, I can't stress it, 109 right here. As we move into Sunday, a 90-degree mark. We'll get down to 73 tomorrow night, but a 60% chance of showers tomorrow. And this will most likely hit right after church when you're getting out. We got 102 expected tomorrow on that heat index side. That's still warm, isn't it? Not as hot as today, but still warm. We'll go back to work on Monday with a 40% chance of showers. And it looks like the rain will move in Monday after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So each one of these days, we're seeing this all come up in the afternoon. Tuesday, a 50% chance, and it hops back up Wednesday and Thursday to a 60% chance of rain. And by Friday, we're down to 30%. Let's go ahead and go another day or so here. July 22nd, all the way to the end. We're keeping in the lower 90s with chances of rain here and there. Not huge chances, but slight chances there. At least we're not seeing 100 on there every day, are we? But again, that's 2 weeks out. Don't hold your breath on any of that. As we go to the tropics this morning, we've got absolutely nothing going on in the Gulf of Mexico so far. This stands for the next 5 days. That's great news. That's the best I have to tell you today. The fishing forecast as we look at today, our major time from Chet's Paint and Body is going to be about 9 o'clock this day. The heat of the day. It should be good there. This afternoon, you get another chance really late, right at dark into the nighttime hours. That's what we've got. Wind's going to be southwest 5 to 10 miles an hour. If you're getting ready to go fishing. That's a brief outlook of what we've got going on in and around the area, and a glance across the United States, what's happening today as you wake up. Wanted to mention also, I got a note that the Cans for Kids is going on at Chunky River Harley Davidson this morning, a program that gives gifts to kids. I don't know if you've had a chance to see that. I've got it listed here as we show this here on our Facebook page here. Christmas for Kids, Cans for Kids there. Toy Drive Poker Run. Goes to a great cause. They work all year collecting aluminum cans to buy kids toys at Christmas, underprivileged. It's a great thing. Morning, Nick. Cornbread is up today. Glad to see you there. Jeff Dean. Ready for some frosty weather. Going to be a little while. We all look toward to late October and into November for some cooler weather, don't we? It's the South. We can't help but want that. Well, anyway, thank you for coming by. That's a quick look of the headlines that we've got in the area. And as always, we'll be here throughout the day to let you know what's going on. Fender benders, wrecks, anything more serious, we'll be here for that as well. And always with the weather, street-by-street coverage as it happens near you. Thanks for being a part of it and being a part of the Scotty Ray Report. If not, we'll see you bright and early. And don't forget, Candace will be off next week. And Debbie, coming out of retirement to help me next week. She'll be here. She'll be filling in as a guest host next week. It's been, 11 years since she and I sat down. 11 years. That's been a while. Seems like we had an argument the last time maybe we'll pick up right where we were. Join us Monday morning as Debbie makes her debut to television with me. I hope you'll join me. All that's happening on Monday. Thanks a lot for being a part of this.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: